Alright folks, you may have remembered we did an earlier video where I put potatoes on the ground and covered them with straw. Well, here's the plants. As you can see, they're growing beautifully. Now this would be the second year I'm doing this. I got a fair amount of potatoes, but they were still pretty small, and I think probably a big part of that problem is it really doesn't start getting light till after noon. So I'm considering this a proof of concept. Sometime here, not this year obviously, I'm hoping to move. But if I don't move, I want to move this to someplace where there's all day sun or most day sun to see if I get bigger potatoes. But as you can see, they're flowering. These will produce little green things that look like they have seeds, and they say potatoes don't have seeds, but I will swear that I have seen potato seeds in my life. I just haven't tried to grow them. Obviously it stops where the weeds start. I got to mow that down or cut that down and feed the weeds to my chickens. But I just wanted to see how big and beautiful the growth was. Now I can't remember how many potatoes I planted here. I know at least 5 pounds, maybe a little more. But you remember I cut them up and dipped them in ash and blah 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 blah. So there it is. Here's my potato patch. No digging, no planting. Just set it on top of the old straw. Sprinkled some slow release plant food. Laid the potatoes down. Covered up with old straw. Let it go. So next we're going to show you the backyard contraption. Alright folks, you'll remember this from past years. This is the, now this one's not solar powered, it's got a pump, 120 volt. This is the 5th year I've been using the same pump. If they're not the current link, we'll make sure we link where this pump is. As far as small pond pumps go, these things pump 850 gallons an hour and they just last for years. Definitely the best value for a pump ever. Now, we're still going with the whole less crowded. If you've seen last year, I had a lot of tomatoes in here and a lot of other things. We've got fewer tomatoes. There's no bags, no proprietary, no wicking strips in these. Each of these simply are half full of cypress mulch. That's what's wicking the water up. Okay. If you look over here, I haven't filled it with water yet. I'm actually thinking about getting a bulkhead linking these two pools together, have one giant reservoir, but I'll probably for now just fill that with water and put a solar pump in it to circulate it. If you come over here, the big change. If you remember last year, this was what everything was planted in and it was waterlogged to no end. So my neighbor tore down his little overhang, and I took some of the aluminum, folded up into a big V, screwed it to some wood, made a nice taller thing. Now it's again filled probably up to about here with wood instead of what I had in it behest. So the wood's acting as like a wicking strip. This lettuce was planted days ago. The other half doesn't have anything in it. Anything that's popping up there is going to get killed. But I'm going to wait a couple weeks for this lettuce to grow. This is romaine and that's leaf lettuce. And I'll do the same there so it kind of grows in sprints, and maybe when my tomatoes come in I'll have some salad. Another key feature I want to point out. You remember the potato plant I started from that broke off, and I started in the basement? Well, it's right here. We're going to see what happens. That was just an eye of a potato, but otherwise I've planted far less. I think I might have an extra one or two that I was supposed to pull out, but for the most part I went with 4 to 6 tomato plants in this. I went with 4 each at the community garden, just to see if less is more. And over here I have a new box. I have tried for years, this is a mortgage lifter, I have tried for years and years and years. I've never seen these mystically plate-sized tomatoes. So as you know, at the That's a community garden. I'm pruning a row of tomatoes to see if it makes a difference. I'm even going to go a step further. I'm going to put a stake to this. I'm going to prune it. I'm also going to limit the number of flowers that grow on it to see if I can get this mythical 2.5 to 4 pound tomato. So I know that's hard work. That's not the lazy gardener way, but some questions just have to be answered, even if it means a little work. So until next time.